Hello friends, welcome back to another video. Today we are in Anatolia, also known as Turkey, where we will learn about the ancient textile weaving secrets that have been hidden for centuries. These ancient secrets were passed down from the Hittites to the Urartians and then to the Romans. The Hittite Empire was one of the most powerful empires of the ancient world, existing from 1600 BC to 1178 BC. Its capital city, Hattusa, is located in modern-day central Anatolia. The Hittite language belongs to the Indo-European family, and their script was adapted from the cuneiform script of the Babylonians. They had a well-organized state with an advanced system of law and administration. Their king's wife had only become the great queen mother after spinning a certain amount of wool. This practice suggests the significance of textile production in their society. However, there isn't much information available about their textile industry. It's believed that they produced high-quality textiles made from sheep and goat hair, linen, hemp, and cotton. They traded their textiles with neighboring countries, including Egypt and Mesopotamia. Unfortunately, due to a lack of archaeological evidence, little is known about their weaving techniques and tools. The Kingdom of Urartu, also known as the Kingdom of Van or the Kingdom of Armenia, existed from around 860 BC to 590 BC. It was situated in the Armenian highlands in the eastern part of Anatolia, with its capital at the fortress city of Tuish. The Urartians were skilled ironworkers who utilized iron for various purposes, including weapons, tools, and horse-drawn chariots. Interestingly, all the weapons found in the royal tombs are made of iron. Additionally, they produced unique two-spouted bronze cauldrons, some of which even featured wheeled vehicles attached to them. Despite being overshadowed by their neighbors, the Assyrians and the Medes, the Urartians left behind a significant legacy. Their capital, Tuish, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and their royal tombs are renowned for their remarkable craftsmanship. Moving on, let's talk about the Romans. You might be wondering why we're discussing the Romans in a video about Anatolian textile weaving secrets. Well, it's because the Romans were a major trading partner of the Urartians. The Romans valued the high-quality textiles produced in Anatolia and actively engaged in trade with the Urartians to acquire them. And what did the Romans do with these textiles? They used them to produce exquisite pieces of art. So studying Roman art provides us with valuable insights into the types of textiles Anatolia supplied to them and the methods used to create them. One prominent example is the famous Alexander mosaic found in the Roman city of Pompeii. This mosaic depicts Alexander the Great and his army crossing the river Granicus, and it showcases the diverse array of textiles present in ancient Anatolia. The soldiers are adorned in tunics, cloaks, blankets, trousers, and sandals, exemplifying the wide range of textile products produced in the region. To fully grasp the significance of textile weaving in ancient Anatolia, it's crucial to understand the role of women in society. In many cultures, including the Hittite, Urartian, and Roman societies, women were primarily responsible for textile production. However, Anatolia took this a step further by establishing a guild system for female weavers. Historians believe that the Hittite king's wives and female members of the royal court were among the first to join this guild. Over time, the guild expanded to include the daughters of priests and other high-ranking individuals. As the guild grew, the quality of textiles produced in Anatolia became renowned throughout the region. These Anatolian textiles were highly sought after by neighboring countries, leading to increased demand and the establishment of workshops specializing in textile production. The workshops initially operated within the framework of the guild system, but eventually evolved into independent businesses catering to the growing demand. Now, you might be wondering, how did these women manage to weave such high-quality textiles? It all came down to the looms they used. In our last video, we talked about the 4 primary loom types used in ancient civilizations: the vertical loom, the horizontal frame loom, the horizontal floor loom, and the vertical pit loom. But Anatolia had a fifth type, the vertical draw loom, which was unique to the region. These looms were typically made of wood and were relatively small, ranging from 2 to 3 feet in width. Despite their size, they were capable of producing fabrics up to 8 feet in length. What set the draw loom apart was its draw mechanism, which allowed weavers to create intricate patterns and designs by pulling the warp threads through heddles. The draw loom proved to be efficient and versatile, contributing to the high demand for Anatolian textiles. While much of the information about Anatolian textile weaving has been gleaned from studying Roman art, archaeological findings have provided valuable insights as well. Excavations at Gordion, the ancient Phrygian capital, unearthed fragments of a woolen tunic dating back to the late 7th century BC. The tunic's design, featuring a geometric pattern called a meander, was likely influenced by the nearby kingdom of Lydia. While the tunic itself may not have originated from Anatolia, it serves as an example of the types of textiles traded in the region, further bolstering the importance of Anatolian textiles in international trade. Another fascinating aspect of Anatolian textile production is the use of different materials, including wool, linen, hemp, and cotton. Wool was readily available, as Anatolia had a significant number of sheep. However, the quality of the wool varied depending on the breed of sheep. The most prized wool came from the Asian shepherds, a small breed native to the mountains of eastern Anatolia. Their wool was highly regarded for its softness and durability. To ensure the production of high-quality woolen textiles, Anatolian weavers developed a unique fulling process. Fulling is a technique used to shrink and thicken fabrics, making them more compact and durable. This process involved washing the fabric with urine, which acted as a natural detergent, and then beating it with a wooden mallet. The urine also helped to tighten the weave of the fabric, resulting in a denser and more durable material. After fulling, the textiles were dried in the sun before being finished with plant-based dyes to achieve the desired color. Linen, hemp, and cotton were also important materials for textile production in Anatolia. Linen was made from flax, a plant that grew along the banks of rivers and streams. Hemp was another widely used fiber, and cotton was brought to Anatolia from India via trade routes. The choice of material for textiles depended on factors such as availability, cost, and intended use. For instance, linen and hemp were more expensive than wool, so they were often used for special occasions or for items intended for export. The production of textiles in Anatolia was not just an economic activity, but also an integral part of daily life. It was primarily carried out by women who played a vital role in the economy. The textile industry contributed significantly to the prosperity of Anatolia, and its influence extended beyond the region, impacting neighboring kingdoms and empires. Through the study of Anatolian textile weaving secrets, we gain a deeper understanding of the history, culture, and economy of the ancient world. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the ancient textile weaving secrets of Anatolia. If you did, please don't forget to like this video. Also, if you want to support us and get access to exclusive content, consider becoming a patron. Your support helps us continue creating these videos and allows us to explore more fascinating topics from human history. The eastern region of Anatolia is one of Turkey's most treasured regions for its ancient history, unique culture, and natural beauty. But what if I told you it also holds secrets from a bygone era? A treasure trove of traditional hand-woven fabrics, so intricate and stunning they could rival some of the world's most famous textiles. Join us on an adventure as we uncover the hidden treasures of Anatolian weaving traditions. Let's dive right in. We will take you to the historical city of Kahramanmaraş. Here we will meet master weavers who have kept these techniques alive for generations. Their craft is more than just a job. It's a way of life passed down from their ancestors, each piece telling a story of its own. These Anatolian carpets are not just beautiful pieces of art. They are tangible pieces of history. Their designs often reflect the nomadic lifestyle of the people who made them, with motifs that symbolize the journey through life and the importance of family and community. As we explore the workshops, we'll learn about the materials used, the tools employed, and the techniques developed over centuries. You'll see how each carpet is a unique work of art, reflecting the skill and creativity of its maker. The process of creating these textiles involves every step of the supply chain. From the selection of the wool to the final touches of the artisan, each stage is infused with dedication and precision. Techniques such as kilim making, which involves a flat woven structure without a pile, or the more complex knotted pile carpets, are employed to create pieces that are not only visually appealing, but also durable and functional. In fact, many of these Anatolian carpets were originally made for practical use, adding a layer of cultural significance to their design. The colors used in Anatolian weaving are as varied and vibrant as the region itself. From the deep reds and blues to the earthy tones and geometric patterns, each hue tells a story and adds depth to the overall design. The color choices are not random. They reflect the natural environment, local traditions, and the symbolism associated with different colors in Turkish culture. Some colors may hold spiritual significance or represent aspects of daily life. Others may be chosen for their ability to create a certain atmosphere or evoke specific emotions. For example, the color red is often used to symbolize courage, strength, and vitality. Blue represents the sky or the ocean, and green symbolizes nature and Islam. Yellow and orange bring warmth and energy, while white signifies peace, unity, and the purity of the Turkish cotton used in the textiles. Each color tells a story, weaving a rich tapestry of meaning into the fabric itself. And don't forget the intricate patterns. They are not merely decorative, but often have deeper meanings and cultural references. Geometric shapes may symbolize the four elements. Animals can represent strength and spirituality, and floral motifs may depict the beauty of nature or the passage of time. By understanding the symbolism behind the colors and patterns, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the cultural heritage and artistic expression embedded in each Anatolian textile. These textiles are a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the human mind, showcasing the ability to transform simple materials, like wool and cotton, into works of art. They serve as a reminder of the importance of preserving traditional crafts in a rapidly changing world. If you think this all sounds wonderful, but perhaps a bit too old school for your modern-day style, wait until you see how these traditional techniques can be incorporated into contemporary design. Many modern designers are incorporating traditional weaving techniques and patterns into their work, creating pieces that are both innovative and respectful of cultural heritage. By blending the old and the new, they are keeping these ancient techniques relevant and appreciated by younger generations. So let's keep this tradition alive. Support the artisans who are keeping these techniques alive by purchasing their products whenever possible. By doing so, you are not only acquiring a unique and beautiful piece, but you are also contributing to the preservation of an invaluable cultural heritage. But our journey doesn't end here. We encourage you to share your own experiences and knowledge. Have you ever come across any unique Anatolian textiles in your travels, or do you have any stories or insights to share? Please drop a comment below, and let's continue the conversation. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you want to expand your knowledge on Turkish culture, make sure to check out our other videos about rugs and carpets in Turkey. We've got plenty of videos for you to watch and enjoy. Click on that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest adventures and discoveries. Together, we can ensure that these hidden treasures of Anatolian weaving traditions continue to be appreciated and enjoyed for generations to come. Now, before we move on, we have a special treat for you. Get ready to embark on an unforgettable journey through the heart of Cappadocia. Your guide, a charismatic storyteller, will take you on a magical ride through the mystical landscapes of this enchanting region. Discover the secrets of the fairy chimneys, explore the underground cities, and witness the breathtaking beauty of the Gorm Open-Air Museum. Along the way, indulge in delicious Turkish cuisine, experience the thrill of a hot air balloon ride at sunrise, and immerse yourself in the rich history and culture of Cappadocia. But that's not all. This tour offers something truly unique, an exclusive visit to a hidden gem, a secret cave church known only to locals. Marvel at the stunning frescoes inside and feel a sense of tranquility and wonder. Don't miss this opportunity to explore the hidden treasures of Cappadocia. Join the tour and create memories that will last a lifetime. Okay, now back to the video. There is a small village called Herik, located near Istanbul, which has a long history of silk production dating back to the Ottoman Empire. The Herik silk fabrics are renowned for their exceptional quality and exquisite craftsmanship, having been prized by sultans and nobility throughout history. Today, Herik continues to be one of the main centers of silk production in Turkey, carrying on a tradition that has endured for centuries. The silk produced in Herik is highly prized for its softness, luster, and durability. The process of silk making is labor-intensive and requires skilled artisans who have honed their craft through years of experience. The silkworms are carefully selected and fed on a diet of mulberry leaves to ensure the highest quality silk production. The cocoons are then collected, sorted, and processed to extract the raw silk, which is then spun into exquisite fabrics. The result is a luxurious material that is highly sought after by those who appreciate the finer things in life. Herik silk fabrics are available in a wide range of colors and patterns, from classic and elegant designs to bold and vibrant patterns. The most popular silk products from Herik include scarves, ties, dresses, shirts, and home furnishings, such as curtains and upholstery. These fabrics are not only beautiful and functional, but also make for exquisite gifts. The skilled artisans of Herik continue to produce silk fabrics, using traditional methods passed down from generation to generation. Despite the challenges of preserving traditional craftsmanship in a rapidly changing world, these artisans are committed to keeping this ancient art form alive. If you are a tourist visiting Turkey, it is highly recommended to visit the Herik Silk Factory and Museum to witness the traditional methods of silk making and purchase authentic Herik silk products as souvenirs. Now, if you find yourself in the historic city of Istanbul, I invite you to visit the Carpet and Kilim Museum, a treasure trove of traditional Turkish textiles. Housed in a magnificent building, the museum boasts an impressive collection of carpets and kilims from various regions of Turkey, each piece reflecting the unique cultural heritage of its makers. The museum's collection includes carpets from different eras and styles, showcasing the evolution of Turkish weaving traditions. The kilims are particularly noteworthy, featuring intricate designs and vibrant colors. One of the highlights of the museum is the Sala Parshin collection, a rare and valuable group of carpets with distinctive features. The carpets are named after the village of Sala Parshin, where they were traditionally made. They are known for their fine craftsmanship and unique color palettes, making them highly sought after by collectors. The museum's knowledgeable staff provides guided tours, offering insights into the history, artistry, and cultural significance of each piece. Whether you are a tourist or a carpet enthusiast, the Carpet and Kilim Museum is a must-visit destination in Istanbul. So if you are in Turkey, be sure to add this museum to your list of must-see attractions and immerse yourself in the rich history and culture of Turkish weaving traditions. Hello, my name is Naim. I am the founder of Anatolia. Today, we are going to go over the hidden art of traditional weaving. And I want to start off by saying that weaving is actually an ancient art form that dates back thousands of years. And at its core, weaving is really about taking two different sets of materials and interlacing them together to create a new material with unique properties. The most common type of weaving that people think of when they hear the word weaving is probably tapestry weaving, where you have a vertical piece of fabric, and then you have these two sets of threads, the weft and the warp. But there are actually hundreds of different types of weaves that you can do, just by changing up how exactly you take those two sets of threads and interlace them together. And today, we gonna be talking specifically about what we like to call a double cloth weave, and it is a little bit more complex than your standard tapestry weaving, but once you understand how it works, it actually becomes pretty simple. So in this particular type of double cloth weave that we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be starting with a vertical piece of fabric. That vertical piece of fabric is called the warp, and it's made out of cotton. Then we're going to be adding two different sets of weft threads. And unlike tapestry weaving, where you would add the weft threads one at a time, here we're going to be adding both of our weft threads at the exact same time. The first thing that we gonna do before we start weaving, though, is we actually gonna fold the warp in half. And then we gonna go ahead and add our first set of weft threads. So we'll take the weft thread, we'll come from one side, go over the top, come under, go over the bottom, and then we'll repeat that pattern all the way across. We always say that the best way to learn how to weave is to practice on a loom that has a really big space between each of the warp threads. That makes it really easy to get the threads to line up, because if you're redoing something like this, where you're refolding your warp in half and trying to get things to line up perfectly in the middle, it makes it a lot easier to learn when you have a lot of space between the warp threads. So after you finish your first set of weft threads, you're going to go ahead and cut it off, flip it over, and then you're going to repeat the exact same process on the back side. You want to make sure that you are cutting it close so that you don't have too much extra thread sticking out on the back side, but you also don't want to cut it so close that you end up with a knot in your fabric. Once you've done that for the entire length of your fabric, you're ready to go ahead and add your second set of weft threads. And you'll notice that since we folded our warp in half, these two sets of weft threads are actually going to be offset from one another by one thread. Depending on the type of pattern you want to make, this offsetting of the threads can either be a good thing or a bad thing. Some patterns will work well with it, and others won't. In our case, we're making a really simple solid color pattern, so it doesn't matter. But just keep in mind that this offset can change the look of your final product. We're going to start by coming over the top, going underneath, over the top, and then underneath again. Once we've finished adding our weft threads, we'll cut it off, flip it over, and then we'll repeat that exact same process on the other side. This is where having a loom with widely spaced warp threads is really nice, because you can see exactly where you need to put your weft threads so that they line up perfectly with the edge of your fabric. And the final step is to take our scissors and we're going to go ahead and trim off the excess warp threads. This part is kind of tricky because you want to make sure you don't cut too much. If you cut too much, then you end up with a fringed edge. If you don't cut enough, then you end up with a pretty rough edge. But with a little bit of practice, you can get it to look really nice. Once you've done that, you can flip it over, and then you're going to repeat the exact same process on the opposite side of the fabric. And once you've finished trimming, you can flip it one more time, and then you're going to go ahead and finish off by adding a border. Adding a border is really simple. We're just going to come over, go under, over, and then repeat that pattern all the way around the outside of our fabric until we've added a border on all four sides. When we're doing the border, we always recommend to our students that they use a contrasting color so that the border really stands out and gives the fabric a finished look. And that's it. Now you know how to do a basic double cloth weave. It might seem like a lot of steps, but once you get the hang of it, it actually becomes pretty simple. One of the best things about this type of weave is that it creates a really dense, sturdy piece of fabric that's perfect for things like blankets, throws, tablecloths, and tapestries. It also has a really interesting texture to it that makes it feel really nice and soft. At our school, we actually teach this technique to our students in the advanced weaving classes. and they love it. One of the things that we like to do is we like to use it to create really interesting borders for some of the pieces that they're remaking. For example, if they're making a tapestry that has a floral pattern in the middle, we'll teach them how to use this double cloth technique to make a border that has leaves and vines growing along the edge of the tapestry. It is a really fun way to add some extra detail to their pieces without having to add a whole bunch of extra work. Another thing that we like to do is we like to use this technique to create borders for pieces that our students are making on the floor loom. Floor looms are great because they let you create really big pieces of fabric really easily. But one of the challenges is that it can be a little bit difficult to finish the edges of those pieces. This double cloth technique is a really great way to finish the edge of a piece that you've made on a floor loom because it creates a really dense, sturdy edge that won't fray. Finally, this technique is also a great way to add some extra texture to a piece that you're remaking. As I mentioned earlier, this technique creates a really dense, sturdy piece of fabric that feels really nice and soft. So if you're looking for a way to add some extra interest to a piece that you're remaking, consider using this technique to add a border or some other type of design element. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us for more updates. And we'll see you next time. Welcome to our channel. Join us today as we take you on an exclusive tour inside Anatolia as hidden textile workshops where age-old secrets of weaving are revealed. Get ready to be amazed by the craftsmanship and artistry of these talented weavers who have been perfecting their skills for generations. Don't miss this opportunity to learn about the rich history and cultural significance of Anatolian textiles. Watch now and discover the magic for yourself. The Anatolian Peninsula is a treasure trove of ancient history and vibrant culture, and its textile tradition is no exception. The region is home to some of the most skilled weavers in the world who have been creating beautiful and intricate fabrics for centuries. But many of these workshops are hidden away from the bustling tourist markets, and it can be difficult to find them. That's why we're here to help. We've done the hard work for you and tracked down some of the most skilled weavers in Anatolia so that you can see the traditional techniques in action and even try your hand at weaving yourself. So, what exactly makes Anatolian textiles so special? Well, it all has to do with the unique blend of history, skill, and artistry that goes into each piece. The region's weavers have been influenced by a variety of cultures throughout the centuries, including Persian, Ottoman, and Byzantine, and they've absorbed the best elements of each to create their own distinctive style. This is evident in the wide variety of colors, patterns, and textures that Anatolian textiles are known for. Whether you're looking for a hand-woven rug with a traditional geometric pattern or a colorful scarf with a floral design, you'll find it here. And because each piece is made by hand, you can be sure that you're getting a one-of-a-kind item that has been crafted with the utmost care and attention to detail. But beyond the beauty of the finished product, it's also worth exploring the process of how Anatolian textiles are made. The journey from raw materials to finished fabric is a labor-intensive one that requires a great deal of skill and expertise. Many of the weavers in Anatolia use natural dyes made from plants, flowers, and fruits, which adds to the uniqueness of each piece. You'll have the chance to learn about the different techniques used to create textiles in Anatolia, including hand weaving, tufting, and felting. And you'll get to see how each technique produces a different look and feel. So what are you waiting for? Join us on this incredible tour and discover the beauty and craftsmanship of Anatolian textiles for yourself. Book your spot today and get ready to be amazed. The first stop on our tour is the city of Kahramanmaraş, located in the southwestern part of Anatolia. It is known for its traditional hand-woven rugs and carpets. Our first workshop is run by a family of master weavers who have been creating high-quality Anatolian rugs for over 50 years. What sets their workshop apart is their commitment to using only natural dyes and traditional weaving techniques passed down from their ancestors. As you enter the workshop, you will be greeted by the sight of looms set up in a traditional Turkish style with weavers, sitting cross-legged on the floor and meticulously creating intricate designs. The air will be filled with the soft sound of the loom as the weavers work and the smell of natural dyes. The family is incredibly welcoming and passionate about their craft, and they will be happy to show you the different stages of the rug-making process from start to finish. They will explain how the rugs are designed and how each knot is made by hand. You will also have the opportunity to learn about the different types of knots used in traditional Anatolian rug making, such as the Turkish and the Sena knots. You will also be able to appreciate the skill and precision required to create the intricate patterns and designs that adorn these beautiful rugs. In addition to the technical aspects of rug making, the family will also share with you the cultural significance of the rugs and how they have been an integral part of Turkish life for centuries. You will learn about the different symbols and motifs used in the designs and how they reflect the history, culture, and values of the people who created them. If you're feeling adventurous, you can also try your hand at weaving and create your own souvenir to remember your trip by. Overall, visiting this family's workshop will be a truly immersive and unforgettable experience. You will leave with a deeper appreciation for the art of traditional Anatolian rug making and the skill and dedication of the weavers who keep this ancient craft alive. Our next stop is the town of Herik, located in the northwest of Anatolia. Herik is famous for its high-quality hand-woven silk fabrics. The Herik Silk Road was an important trade route during the Ottoman Empire, connecting the East and the West and facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The town of Herik played a significant role in this network as a major producer and exporter of silk fabrics. During its heyday, the silk industry in Herik flourished, employing thousands of skilled artisans who produced exquisite fabrics that were highly sought after throughout the empire and beyond. These fabrics were not only prized for their quality and craftsmanship, but also for the intricate designs and motifs that adorned them, which often depicted scenes from nature, mythology, and daily life. The legacy of the silk industry in Herik continues to this day, with several workshops and factories still producing traditional hand-woven silk fabrics using time-honored techniques and methods. Visitors to the town can explore these workshops and factories to witness the artistry and skill involved in creating these beautiful fabrics and even purchase pieces for themselves or as souvenirs. Our third stop is the city of Denizli, located in the western part of Anatolia. The city is known for its production of high-quality Turkish towels, which are highly absorbent, soft, and durable. Our third workshop is owned by a family who have been producing Turkish towels for generations using traditional methods and natural dyes. The workshop is filled with rows upon rows of brightly colored towels, each one a masterpiece of craftsmanship. The family is proud to continue this age-old tradition, and they welcome visitors to their workshop to learn about the process of making Turkish towels from start to finish. You'll have the opportunity to see the different stages of production, from the preparation of the cotton fibers to the dyeing and weaving process. The family will share their knowledge and expertise with you, explaining the techniques and methods used to create these durable and highly absorbent towels. You'll learn about the different types of dyes used, both natural and synthetic, and how they produce the vibrant colors that Turkish towels are known for. ULL also witness the skill and precision required to operate the looms and other equipment used in the production process. In addition to the technical aspects of towel making, ULL also learn about the cultural significance of textiles in Turkish society and how towels have played a role in daily life for centuries. The family will share stories and traditions related to the production and use of towels, giving you a deeper understanding and appreciation for this important aspect of Turkish culture. Overall, your visit to the workshop will be a memorable experience, allowing you to connect with the local culture and traditions while supporting a small family business. ULL leave with a newfound appreciation for the hard work and dedication that goes into producing these everyday essentials, and maybe even a few Turkish towels to use at home. And there you have it, folks, a glimpse into the hidden world of Anatolia's textile workshops. We hope you enjoyed this tour and learned something new about the rich history and cultural significance of Anatolian textiles. Each of these workshops offers a unique opportunity to witness the skill and artistry of traditional weavers and the distinct techniques and styles that make Anatolian textiles so special. So if you ever find yourself in the region, be sure to check out these hidden gems and experience the magic of Anatolian textiles for yourself. Don't forget to grab a piece of these beautiful fabrics to remember your trip. Thank you for joining us on this tour. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about Anatolian weaving, this ancient craft that originated in what is now Turkey some 8,000 years ago and was brought over to America by Armenian immigrants back in the early 1900s, is now dying out and facing extinction. The last of the Anatolian weavers are old, and there are no young people willing to learn this art form. So today we will talk about why that is, and what can be done to save it from disappearing forever. But before we get started, make sure you check out our website for more stories like these. Also subscribe to our newsletter. We are going to start with an interesting article published by the Smithsonian magazine titled, "Why Are There No Women at the Loom?" This piece, written by Laura Benetti, looks into the state of Anatolian weaving in Armenia today. In the article, Benetti writes about her experience visiting Armenia to see the famous lake, Seven with her own eyes, and how she found herself captivated by the local women who were making beautiful rugs at the shore of the lake. She writes, "My first thought was how lovely it would be to have one of those rugs in my house. But then I realized that the rug makers were actually sitting on the ground around me, leaning forward on their elbows to manipulate a vertical loom, not a sedentary activity. My second thought was, wow, those women are really hunched over. At least give them some ergonomic chairs." But after seeing the rugs they were making, Benetti understood that the reason why these women were sitting on the ground was not because they didn't have any chairs, but because they were making carpets by hand, exactly the same way their grandmothers and great-grandmothers had been making them for thousands of years. She continues, "This wasn't a tourist trap or a quaint tradition. These women were making money to support themselves and their families. They just didn't have any other jobs." The article talks about how the Soviet Union had turned Armenia into a center for industrial rug production when it occupied the country in the early 20th century. And since the fall of the Soviet Union, Armenians have continued making carpets to sell to tourists and export abroad because there aren't many other job opportunities in the country. However, the carpets that they are making are not the traditional Anatolian carpets, but rather a cheap imitation made on a machine. The article says, since the collapse of the Soviet Union, most carpet weaving has been done on looms that produce cheap imitations of traditional designs, turning out a product that satisfies tourists' demand for souvenirs, but does little to preserve Armenia as cultural heritage. The article further explains that the real Anatolian carpets, also known as Caucasian carpets, are handmade on a vertical loom and require skills that are being lost today. It adds, in fact, the only place left where people still practice traditional methods is in a handful of Anatolian villages, primarily in the mountainous region of Lori. According to UNESCO, the Caucasian carpet-making tradition has been passed down through generations of women, and each village had its own unique patterns and motifs which developed independently and were passed down orally. For example, the Gilakapa rugs from the Lori province use natural dyes and feature intricate geometric designs inspired by the landscape and local culture. Another example is the Voronezh rugs, which have floral and abstract designs and use wool from local sheep. Now let's look into why the art of Anatolian weaving is dying out. One of the main reasons for this is the lack of interest among young people to learn this craft. As the article mentions, young people in Armenia are looking for different. career opportunities rather than getting involved in carpet making. In addition, the process of making carpets by hand is long and laborious, requiring significant skill and patience, which makes it less appealing to younger generations. It also doesn't help that carpet making is associated with women, and traditionally, women in Armenia face discrimination and have limited access to education and economic opportunities. Another reason for the decline of Anatolian weaving is the rise of cheaper alternatives such as machine-made carpets and synthetic fabrics. With the advent of technology and industrialization, it became easier and cheaper to produce large quantities of carpets using machines, which resulted in a decline in the demand for handmade carpets. This shift also contributed to the loss of traditional techniques and knowledge associated with Anatolian weaving. Now, it might be easy to think that the death of Anatolian weaving is inevitable and that there is nothing we can do to stop it. But this is not true. There are several ways we can save this ancient craft from disappearing forever. First off, we need to encourage young people to learn this craft. We need to show them that there is value in preserving traditional arts and crafts, and that it can be a viable career choice. This can be done through educational programs that teach Anatolian weaving in schools and universities, as well as by creating scholarships and grants for young weavers. By investing in the next generation of weavers, we can ensure that the skills and knowledge associated with Anatolian weaving are passed down to future generations. Another thing we can do is to promote fair trade practices that ensure that weavers are paid a fair price for their work. When weavers are able to earn a decent living wage, they are more likely to continue practicing their craft and pass it down to their children. This can be done by working with NGOs and fair trade organizations to create markets for handmade Anatolian carpets and other textile products. By supporting fair trade, we can also help improve the social and economic status of weavers and their communities. Finally, we need to raise awareness about the importance of preserving cultural heritage. This can be done through public education campaigns, as well as by working with museums and cultural institutions to showcase Anatolian weaving and other traditional crafts. By raising awareness, we can inspire more people to appreciate the beauty and cultural significance of handmade carpets and textiles, and to support the artisans who create them. It is also worth noting that the internet can be a powerful tool for promoting and preserving traditional crafts like Anatolian weaving. Social media platforms and e-commerce websites can be used to create markets for handmade carpets and textiles, connect weavers with buyers, and promote awareness about the importance of preserving cultural heritage. So yes, the art of Anatolian weaving is facing extinction, but it's not hopeless. By investing in young people, promoting fair trade, and raising awareness, we can ensure that this ancient craft continues to thrive for generations to come. If we don't take action, however, this ancient craft may disappear forever. And it would be a shame if all the knowledge and skills associated with Anatolian weaving were lost. So let's do our part to preserve this important part of human history. What are your thoughts? Is there anything else we can do to help save the art of Anatolian weaving? Share your ideas with us in the comments section below. You can also consider supporting us on a crowdfunding platform. We are also active on social media. Follow us to get more involved with our work. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Hello everybody, it's me. Today we are going to talk about Anatolia's rarest textiles, which are the weaving techniques that have been passed down for centuries in the region. Anatolia is a historical and geographical region in Western Asia. It comprises the central and western parts of modern Turkey. For thousands of years, Anatolia has been home to many different civilizations, each with their own unique culture and traditions. One of the most notable aspects of Anatolian culture is its textile tradition, which dates back to the earliest settlements in the region. The people of Anatolia have been weaving textiles for thousands of years, and they have developed some of the most beautiful and intricate weaving techniques in the world. These traditional textiles are not only beautiful works of art, but they also serve an important function in preserving the cultural heritage of Anatolia. Each textile tells the story of a community and its history, and the skills of the weavers are passed down from one generation to the next. Unfortunately, these traditional weaving techniques are disappearing in modern times. As younger generations move away from rural areas and take up new careers, the skills of the weavers are being lost. But there are still a few communities in Anatolia that are keeping these techniques alive. One of the most famous types of Anatolian textiles is kilams, which are flat woven rugs. Kilams are made by weaving together colored threads on a loom, and they can be found in a variety of shapes, sizes, and designs. Each kilam is a unique work of art, and the designs often feature traditional Anatolian motifs, such as flowers, animals, and geometric patterns. The colors used in kilams can vary widely, but some of the most common colors include red, blue, green, and yellow. The dyes used to color the threads are often derived from natural sources, such as plants, animals, or minerals. In addition to their aesthetic appeal, kilams also serve an important functional role in Anatolian culture. They are often used as wall hangings or room dividers, and they can help to insulate a room or provide a comfortable surface for sitting or lying down. Another type of Anatolian textile is the rug, which is a thick pile carpet. Rugs are typically made from wool or cotton, and they are characterized by their soft, plush surface. Rug weaving is a more complex process than kilam weaving, and it requires a special type of loom called a pile loom. Pile looms are taller than traditional looms, and they have a mechanism for creating the raised pile that is characteristic of rugs. Anatolian rugs are known for their intricate designs and high-quality craftsmanship. Some of the most famous Anatolian rug designs include the aushak, the herik, and the ledik. These rugs are highly sought after by collectors, and they can be very valuable. In addition to kilams and rugs, the people of Anatolia also weave a variety of other textiles, including carpets, blankets, tablecloths, and towels. Each of these textiles has its own unique weaving technique and design elements. For example, carpets are typically made from wool, and they often feature elaborate designs that cover both the warp and weft threads. Blankets are usually made from cotton, and they may have a simple geometric design or a more complex pattern. Tablecloths and towels are often made from linen, and they typically have a simple design that is intended to complement the dishes or other items that are placed on top of them. The materials used in Anatolian weaving vary depending on the type of textile being made. For example, wool is a popular material for rugs and carpets because of its durability and softness. Cotton is often used for kilams and blankets because of its strength and resistance to wrinkles. Linen is a common material for tablecloths and towels because of its absorbency and resistance to dirt and stains. Natural dyes derived from plants, animals, or minerals are commonly used to color the threads or yarns used in Anatolian weaving. Some of the most common dyes used in Anatolia include madder root, which produces a red color, indigo, which produces a blue color, and saffron, which produces a yellow color. These natural dyes not only produce a beautiful array of colors, but they also have a significant cultural importance. Each dye has its own unique story and tradition, and the use of natural dyes is a way of preserving the cultural heritage of Anatolia. The tools used in Anatolian weaving are typically simple and traditional. The basic tools of the trade include a loom, which is the frame on which the fabric is woven, a shuttle, which is used to carry the weft thread or yarn from side to side, and a variety of hand tools for preparing the threads and finishing the fabric. The looms used in Anatolia are typically backstrap looms, which are small, portable looms that are operated by hand. These looms are made up of two vertical posts connected by a horizontal beam, and the weaver sits on the ground or on a low stool while operating the loom. While simple, these tools allow for the creation of incredibly intricate and beautiful textiles. The weavers of Anatolia have mastered the use of these tools, and they are able to create textiles that are highly prized by collectors and textile enthusiasts from around the world. The process of weaving in Anatolia is a labor-intensive process that requires skill and precision. It begins with the preparation of the threads or yarns, which are typically done by hand. The threads are first soaked in a solution to make them more flexible and easier to work with. They are then stretched out and aligned before being wound onto the loom. Once the threads are in place, the weaver begins the process of weaving the fabric. This involves passing the weft thread over and under the warp threads to create the desired pattern or design. The weaver uses a variety of techniques, such as plain weave, twill weave, and tapestry weave, to create different effects. As the fabric takes shape, the weaver must keep the threads tight and even to create a strong, durable piece. Once the weaving is complete, the fabric is removed from the loom, and it is washed and dried. The final step is the finishing process, in which the edges are secured and any loose threads are trimmed. The finished product is a beautiful, intricate textile that is a testament to the skill and craftsmanship of the Anatolian weavers. Now let's talk about some of the key features and characteristics of Anatolian weavings. One of the defining features of Anatolian weavings is their use of vibrant colors. The weavers of Anatolia have a rich tradition of using bold, eye-catching colors in their textiles. These colors are often inspired by the natural world, such as the blue of the sky, the green of the mountains, or the red of the desert. The use of bright colors is not only aesthetically pleasing, but it also serves a cultural function. The colors used in traditional Anatolian weaving are often associated with certain meanings or symbols. For example, red is often used to symbolize courage, strength, and power, while blue is used to represent the sky or the ocean. By incorporating these colors into their textiles, the weavers are able to communicate a sense of cultural identity and tradition. Another key feature of Anatolian weavings is their intricate designs. The weavers of Anatolia have developed a variety of complex and beautiful designs that are highly prized by collectors and textile enthusiasts. These designs often feature traditional Anatolian motifs, such as flowers, animals, and geometric patterns. The intricate designs not only add visual interest to the textiles, but they also serve a functional role. The patterns used in traditional Anatolian weaving are often designed to hide dirt and stains, making them ideal for use in homes or public spaces. Additionally, the designs are often created using a technique called ikat, which involves dyeing the threads before they are woven together. This technique allows the weavers to create unique and intricate patterns that would be difficult or impossible to achieve through other methods. Finally, it's worth noting that Anatolian weavings are highly durable and long-lasting. The weavers of Anatolia have developed their weaving techniques over centuries, and they have learned how to create textiles that can withstand the wear and tear of daily use. The materials used in Anatolian weaving are often chosen for their strength and durability, such as wool and cotton. Additionally, the weaving techniques themselves are designed to create a strong, tightly woven fabric that is resistant to tears and rips. As a result, many Anatolian weavings are not only beautiful works of art, but they are also practical and long-lasting pieces that can be enjoyed for generations. Traditional weaving is a fundamental aspect of Anatolia's cultural heritage. The skilled artisans who practice this age-old craft have managed to preserve it despite the passage of time and the emergence of modern technology. The textiles produced by these weavers are not just beautiful pieces of art, but also serve important functions within their communities. The designs and motifs embedded in the fabrics reflect the history, beliefs, and values of the Anatolian people, making each piece a unique window into their culture. However, in modern times, this traditional craft faces numerous challenges, including a lack of interest among younger generations and the availability of cheaper alternatives from mass production. To protect this valuable cultural heritage, efforts are being made to promote traditional weaving and ensure its survival for future generations. One way to support this cause is by purchasing handmade Anatolian textiles, which not only helps to preserve the craft, but also provides a sustainable source of income for the weavers. By appreciating and valuing the hard work and dedication of these artisans, we can ensure that their traditional weaving techniques continue to thrive and that their beautiful creations continue to grace our world for generations to come.